everybody, and welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Lori Albert. My name is Lori Albert, and I am a medium and intuitive. Spiritually Speaking is a feel-good, interactive, intuitive conversation that embraces all things spiritual. Each week we discuss different spiritual or life topics. I have occasional guests, and I take your calls on the spirit line for viewers to be part of the conversation, or if you'd like to have a psychic or mediumship reading. So, welcome to the show! And if you notice, I have a guest again. I'm so excited. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna introduce him in just a second because I want to, first of all, we have sage, right? Don't we have sage?
Of course.
We always have to sage. So I'm gonna sage and then I'm gonna read to you. Where's my thing? Okay. I'm gonna read to you. I'm gonna read your bedtime story. You know? Okay, so are we ready? Is everybody ready? Okay. So pretty soon you guys are gonna have this prayer memorized, right? So I give credit to John Edward. I break up and release all stagnant and negative energy from this place. May peace, light, and divine love protect us and be ever present. So it's beautiful, and it's really it's really burning. so usually it will stop on its own. So yeah, so don't you love how I just, yeah. Okay, anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. And oh boy, we have a lot of people joining in. So we have Terry, we have Shelly, and Champagne. Ooh, beautiful. Hi guys, I hope everybody's having a good night. Okay, so, so I'm just going to introduce to you my very special guest, very good friend. He's a mentor of mine, and I am super, super thrilled that he is here. He is a psychic, a medium. He's a Reiki and Karuna Reiki master, and he's a teacher, and let's see, what else do you do? He's like everything. He does everything, right? And he teaches us. He has a development circle that so many of us go to, and he's amazing. His name is Ed Torres, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Laurie.
Yay! It's nice to see you.
Welcome to be here.
Yay,
what a joy.
Yay. So, okay, before we start though, I want to read this week's horoscope because it's good. And it's a really fun one. Okay, so this is from rulingplanets.com, and it's Christopher Renstrom. He's probably one of my favorite astrologers. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that the way I want to say it? Right. He does horoscopes. Whichever. It's not astronomer, so it'd be astrologer.
No, astrologer. Or astrologist.
Yeah, or astrologist. There you go. So anyway, so here's his horoscope for all of us for this week. Jupiter is the Jupiter is the planet of good fortune and higher purpose. Jupiter lifts our sights and our spirits so that we reach for our better selves rather than stoop to our lowest common denominator. Jupiter turned retrograde on March 8th. This is when it pulled the plug on all those things that make belief easy. Okay, this may have been when your relationship got rocky, that job became onerous, or when you felt like you had lost your way. This is back in March, if you guys can remember that. Okay, for many people, this is when you threw in the towel and called it quits. But if you were one of those people who stuck to your path, no matter how long and winding and dark, then you will see your faith rewarded on July 10th. Hello, that's today.
That's today.
On July 10th, when Jupiter comes out of retrograde. Oh my gosh, I could not agree more. Do you remember what you were doing in March of this year? By any chance? No. Right, exactly. But you know what? There was sort of a feeling at the beginning of the year that was sort of like things got real tough, and it just felt like difficult, like hard getting out of bed and all that kind of stuff. And now all of a sudden, I feel lighter today.
Good.
So yeah, so I love how that worked. So anyway, so all right. So now, let's see, we have all kinds of people joining in. Shauna and JJ and Jamie. Hi guys, thanks for joining tonight. I appreciate it. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to ask Ed a few questions. And then after I ask Ed the questions and we start talking for a few minutes, then we're going to open up the phone lines, because I know that some people are trying to call already. So just give us a few minutes, because I want you guys to get to know Ed if you don't already know him. Okay, he is amazing. He is one of the best teachers of mediumship and psychic work out there. hands down. So I want you guys to learn a little bit from him, okay? And then we will open up the chat line, the phone line, and we'll do chat questions and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and hello to Janice and Terry, which I already said hello to. So yay, I'm so glad you guys are all here. That's great. Okay, so I want to know, here's my first question. This is the most important question I think that I could ask Ed for you guys on your behalf. What is like one thing that my friends out there that are just starting out, understanding that maybe they're intuitive or maybe they're a medium, what's one thing that they can do to sort of jumpstart their development?
The one thing that I always emphasize is to have patience with yourself.
Oh, that's so...
My God, everybody wants it today or tomorrow or the next week. You really need to understand that everything opens and unfolds when it's time, when it's ready. And so you could put a lot of work in today, tomorrow, kind of relax the next day, the third day, the fourth day, put a lot of work in the fifth, sixth day. It will unfold when it's time. And I'm sorry, but it just, your body needs to orient itself. Your mind needs to reorient itself. Everything is a shift. Your vibration in your body, the vibration increases when you begin to do the psychic work. You learn your portals. You learn where you're getting your messages from. It just takes time. It is an effort.
Yeah. And people, there's so many people that just want it now. Right? And I was the same way. I mean, we all just want it to all happen right now. Right. And the main thing that I've learned over the years is it's a lifelong learning.
Good point.
I mean, it's lifelong. And my favorite story about that is John Edward. I went to see John Edward and I was in the audience and he was giving a reading and he was like, oh, that's a new symbol for me. I'll have to remember that. And I'm like, wait, really? It's just John Edward. He's like been doing this for umpteen, okay, not hundreds of years, but he's been doing this a long, long time, right? So I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I thought that was pretty cool. Because we're never done learning. So that's really cool. How I guess you can't really answer the question on how long it would take to develop your gifts then.
Well, everybody's different.
Yeah.
I mean, some people were born with a very good intuition. Others are born with the ability to hear spirit or to see spirit. And you really want to understand where your strengths are so that you have a beginning. Once you get a good grounded beginning, you can start to understand there's other talents you need. I mean, it's hard to communicate or to see sometimes, and it's hard to understand sometimes. And so again, it's an unfolding. You have to work where your weaknesses are to really expand and grow. And a lot of people don't like getting out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's not nice. It's a little uneasy.
Yeah. So that's very interesting, you know. So what would you suggest to somebody to do to start off? Like,
beautiful question.
What would you suggest that they do?
Absolutely beautiful question. I would suggest that you don't put up any walls or barriers. If you're uncomfortable with tarot cards, go buy tarot cards. If you're uncomfortable with psychic cards, go grab the psychic cards. They don't bite.
That's so true. That's so true.
If you really want to work on your psychic ability, then you need to do that. You need to work on it. Understand your intuition, understand the yes and no's, the good feeling, the bad feelings. If you want to work on mediumship, you got to feel comfortable with overlaying of spirit. You've got to feel comfortable with taking an opportunity, taking a chance. You get something very unusual. You know, mediums, every medium I know understands that it's not about us, it's about the person who we're working with, and it's about the person on the other side. And I really want to be clear, the person, the individual on the other side who's crossed over, and us here.
Yep.
All we are the intermediary. And you know, we do the best we can. We'll have good days, we'll have great days. Sometimes we have bad days. I mean, it happens in sports, it happens in life.
That's so true. It happens in sports. That's so true.
Look at those Steelers.
Yeah. Hey now. There's always a good day when it's the Steelers.
And the Patriots.
No, not the Patriots. Hey, this is my show.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, I'm just kidding. We have a loving rivalry. That's what we have in football. So anyway, oh good, we've got some more people. We've got Jill and Lori and Tammy, Nadine and Carrie. Hi guys.
Beautiful. Hello everybody.
Thanks for joining. Okay, so all right, so you can actually, if you're interested, you can start to type some questions if you want in there. Ed brought his psi cards with him. So tell everybody about the psi cards. This is my favorite deck of cards.
Well,
so
Lori, I want to thank you for the introduction. That was a beautiful introduction, but I'm really a humble person, and I don't like being put on pedestals. I really am uncomfortable with that.
well, you've taught me a lot.
Well, thank you very much. But I've also had a wonderful opportunity to learn with some really good people. Robert Brown has been my mentor. Mama Ellie back in Mississippi. She's just an amazing trance medium.
I would love to meet her.
I've learned from the British. Every opportunity. Again, I want to suggest to everybody out there, every opportunity that you can afford to go to, please take advantage of it. Not everybody could do that though. So realize, we can go to 5, 6, 7, 8 workshops in 2-3 months, but it may not be what you need. Maybe what you need is just to stay home and just start working on other things. Taking a walk, learning. Here's another
Grounding.
thing. Here's another, exactly. That's exactly where I was going to go. You need to learn to go inside. You need to learn to figure out how you work and what makes you feel happy. Because I know when we begin, you may want to really be able to communicate in a hearing sense and expand on your seeing, mediumship-wise, the clairaudience and clairvoyance. But again, you need to understand you, because then you start separating you from what's being given to you, and then also they're going to be working with what you have as your talents, and keep pushing you. Oh my God. It's a never ending. It really isn't.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Okay, so we have a couple of questions. Okay, so Joanne wants to know, she goes, hi, Lori and Ed. I would like to know if I'm on the right path at this time. So do you want to use the cards, or do you want to?
No, I can.
You got that?
Beautiful. This is another thing I wanted to suggest. There's lots of ways to do work. I brought my side cards. We can use tarot cards. We can draw. We can use our intuitive abilities. Joanne, I see doors in front of you, but I also see the doors aren't opening in front of you. I see like 2, 3, maybe 4 opportunities that are like obstacles, but you need to kind of, okay, I want to tell you a quick story. We were at a workshop, and this lady was telling me that she was being locked in the car because of a spirit and she couldn't get out of the car. The spirit, wasn't allowing her to get out of the car.
Oh my God.
And I looked
Really?
at her and I said,
wow. In a dream or like in real life?
no, in real life.
Oh, wow.
I said, open the door.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? Just open the door, walk out. Plus, there are others there on the other side who you can call to help.
Yeah.
So what I'm suggesting here is I do believe that you're on the right path, but I do feel like these obstacles can become good things to learn from. And again, I see 2 or 3 different things that are kind of, you need to just kind of work around, figure things out, and just kind of push forward. And then I see like a jump start. I see, do you understand a jump start? I see you've plateaued, time to settle in for a little bit, and then you'll jump ahead again. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's great. That was great.
Thank you.
So thank you, Joanne, for the question. Oh my gosh, we have all kinds of questions. This is great. Okay, let's go. I'm going to try and go in order. If I miss some, I apologize. Hi from New York City. Hi, Laura. She'd really love a message from Teresa. Her birthday just passed. Oops, I lost it here. Her birthday just passed, and her anniversary is coming up. I need a validation so I can believe again. Oh boy, do I know that. I'm so sorry for your loss, Laura, and I get it. It's very difficult in those days, right? It's very difficult. Are you sensing her? Let's see who.
We have to be careful when we do mediumship work, because we do verifications and then we do messages. It's sort of like when you go to a party. Not everybody's going to be invited, but you may want to go to a particular party to see somebody, to be with somebody. And so again, you're never really quite sure who comes. So I'm a little hesitant when someone says, I want to talk to somebody particular, and I need that person to come through. But with that said, I do feel a female presence coming through. I do feel her to be very beautiful with grayish hair, straight, medium build. I do have a fairer skinned, lighter colored, well, softer eyes. I do feel a very connected heart connection with this person, from this person, with you. And again, with that said, I do feel that this person would have been older, and I do feel like this is somebody who you would have leaned on or mentoring you. But what I'm seeing now is her from behind you, sort of having her softer arms on, her hands on your shoulders, guiding you in specific directions. So that's what I'm going to suggest, that your validation is going to be the way you're being directed. Okay, you're going to feel like, okay, I need to do this, and maybe I need. No. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be guided. You're going to be pushed subtly forward with this soft energy.
Can I mention something too? So Laura, I'm getting, I get the. This is a really harsh, not harsh, but this is a really dramatic word. The despondence around this. I feel that. I feel that from you. However, what I want to say about that is that. You have, and this is going to sound really harsh, but I really feel like that this is what somebody, I feel like it's probably Teresa, is telling me to tell you. You have a choice. Every day when you wake up, you have a choice to make. You can either say, I'm going to have a great day, or I'm going to have a bad day. So that's what she wanted me to tell you, and I guess that would be probably the that would be the message. There's so much love there, but I really feel like a push, like she's like trying to push you into, just kind of being yourself again, kind of thing. So I hope that helps. Do you have any last thing for her?
Yes, absolutely. I also feel your energy to be very erratic at times, and I feel this other person to be a very calming energy in your life. Or as I'm looking at the both of you, one in spirit, one not, I see her holding your hand and just saying, calm down, calm down, focus, just calm down. And then you just kind of let the excessive energy just kind of drain out, and you come back to more of a, I don't want to say solid state, but more of a calm state. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
That's great. So thank you so much. I hope that helped. I hope that was good for you. She seemed to be a nice lady. Okay, so we've got Kathy. Anything for me? Well, that's a little bit difficult. So Kathy, can you just, that's really, really a big question. So why don't you write back and write something a little bit more specific? Okay, so do that. Or actually, the phone lines are open now, so if you'd like to call in. So if you'd like to call in, please.
Shall we flip a card for Kathy? Let's just throw it out there.
Oh, sure. Why not?
All right.
So we're going to flip a card for you, Kathy.
Okay, the card that I've got is the Near card, which is the connection.
Here, show everybody.
The connection with spirit card.
There you go.
So anyways, the connection with spirit card, and I've also got the work card. So what I'm going to say is you are very connected both in the spiritual sense, but you're also connected with the, I don't want to say material, but in the earthly sense, in our earth plane. Grounded. I also threw the card, the work card, which to me is very logical, very orderly. So you are both a organized person, a logical person, and you like to work things through. Make sure you understand things as you proceed on, and then again, your intuition continues to, you keep pushing your intuition forward, and you're realizing things, you're realizing your dreams, which is a good point. When we are wanting change in our future, you have to send the message out there that you, and be very clear in what you would like. I would like a better job. Well, what does that mean? You're going to get laid off to get a better job. So you have to be clear. No, I would like happiness and a little bit more pay maybe, and how you're going to get it. So again, just be clear with what you want. Send the intention out. If you want a real nice car, start envisioning yourself with a nice car. Start seeing yourself driving the car. Want a better job? Do the same thing. Start visualizing yourself in a new position, and maybe the position that you want. Start writing things down as if you were there already. Start putting it out there.
There you go. That sounds great. That sounds great. So I want to go back to Laura, because Laura said that the girl that was coming, that Teresa, I guess, was her 16-year-old daughter. So what I'd like to say in that I don't think that the person that we had was your 16-year-old daughter. I think that it was somebody else, whether it was somebody that was a mother figure or grandmother. It felt rather, it felt like a generation up at least, don't you think?
Interesting. Well, again, I wasn't specific with age. What I was specific with was with the what I was getting, what I was feeling. We have to understand when we cross over, age isn't important anymore.
That's true too.
And another thing is we're always going to show ourselves at a comfortable age. I do again want to stress that this person that you suggest is younger would have been somebody now. Again, these are short readings. These are quick readings. So we're getting important messages through. It's very hard to get into a deep description of things. But I do, again, see as she is coming through as a calming force right now in your life. And that's what I want to stress, in your life right now. When we communicate right now through voice, when we hear things, when we say things, that's immaterial in the spirit world. It's all now telepathic. You so think a thought, the thought goes out into the ether world, and it's like a doorbell rings. And so when you're talking to this person with your thoughts, the doorbells are there, and they're now then communicating back. And so we have to remember, how do we get those messages back? And again, this is what I want to stress, this calming force I feel with this person, holding your hand and just kind of settling things. What I would like to suggest to you then is to find some quiet time, separate from others. If a church is where you go to pray, then find a church. If it's outside underneath someplace where you're alone and quiet, then utilize that space or location. But the only thing that's important is there's two things that I would like to stress that are important. One, of course, try to go to the same place every time, and again, two, be open, be receptive to these things, be receptive to messages. Be receptive to like a bee or a honeybee or a butterfly all of a sudden just coming in your space, or something happening that's different. Okay, it's those things that you don't seem to notice, but all of a sudden, once you start noticing them, they'll understand on the other side that they're getting the messages through. And you actually have to then say, okay, I got it. And they'll know that you got it, and then they'll continue to proceed on in those ways. It's again, you asked about how to start jump-starting. That's a beautiful way to jumpstart. Start seeing and visualizing these things. Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful message. Really beautiful message. Okay, so Jessica Chavez asks the question, any hope for my marriage and a daughter in my future? What do you think about Jessica Chavez?
I'm very hesitant again to be very this is a marriage we're talking about. This is and the way it is written, the way you read it was, is there any hope? And you gave a name, which means this is a public arena, and your name is now out there. There may be other people who have heard this. Now, with that said, there's psychic paths that we're on, and if you want to make changes, then you have to change what you're doing. You have to change your psychic path, do something different, or the outcome won't change. Do you understand?
So explain that a different way.
If I'm walking down the street and I see people down there and I'm feeling a little uneasy as I'm walking in that direction, and I continue to walk in that direction, nothing's going to change, but something may happen. If I'm uncomfortable, then I'm going to go around the block, but I'm going to hit the same goal. I changed what I was doing, and the outcome changed. And so if you want something to change, then you need to change your psychic path, or change what you're doing. That's all I was suggesting. Yeah. There's always I want to say yes, there is hope. There's always hope. I never give up on hope. Once you give up on hope, what good is life?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, there's always hope. Now, with that said, this may not be what is in your future, though. In other words, we are here to experience things. We are here to be challenged. When we've figured out and we've grown from those challenges, it's like a weight's taken off of you, and then you are exposed or presented with other challenges, and this is called life. We continue to grow and to learn from these experiences. Otherwise, we wouldn't be growing and learning. We would just be doing nothing.
So it's kind of like that life puts those experiences sometimes in front of us so that we learn a lesson. Now, whether that lesson takes us closer together with our loved one or not. But you know what's interesting is that I'm thinking back to the horoscope that I just read, and the fact that, what is it, Jupiter is it Jupiter now out of retrograde? And it said if you stuck with it, today is the day when things could start turning around. So that's kind of a cool. I don't know, that sounds really positive to me. So that sounds very hopeful, I guess I should say. So what you pulled it?
Yeah,
I pulled a card.
So I just used the psychic cards. Directly answering your question, is there hope? I'm feeling that there's someone else involved. Okay, so and with that said, then to change things, you have to experience. You have to learn to grow from that, and then you have to get that over and behind you, and then you have to actually change things. I also see the Inquirer card. So once we've figured out and released the energy of the stranger or the person who's involved, then you have to learn from it, grow from it, and expand from it. Put your heart and soul out in the future, in the sense that you want it to work or you don't want it to work. You have to make these decisions. Part of this beautiful gift we have here in this human form or this human body is the gift of decision making. We are allowed to make these decisions, but with every decision comes responsibility. So be wise, be alert. You are never going to just make decisions for yourself. You're always going to be making decisions that will impact others. So again, with respect to the Inquirer, you're going to be realizing all that's involved, things like that.
Yeah.
Is there a child involved? Of course there's a child involved. Just when?
It's just a matter of planning. Ooh, that's exciting. I like that.
Yes.
This is what she said. She said later, I've been finding a lot of bird feathers at my front door and even gifted some from my mother-in-law. What does this mean? That's kind of a cool thing. I am a huge fan of spirit sending us messages. So
that's a beautiful thing. A dear friend of ours who had lost her son, we won't say names, is always being gifted with feathers, and she finds that to be very comforting, because they don't just show up, they're placed there. She will open up her car door and there will be a feather inside of her car door. She'll be on a walk and she'll just slow down and she'll find this beautiful feather right there.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a reminder that we're not alone. We're never alone. We not only have our guides, but we have our loved ones who are in spirit, who are always there, our biggest fans, our biggest raw cheerleaders. We just have to, again, be receptive to their positive energy and their pushing us forward.
Okay, all right. Hold on just one sec, 'cause I know I'm skipping some, and I apologize.
It reminds me of something somebody said one day, and it just sounds so wrong. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Rest
I know,
in
right?
peace.
I know.
It just drives me nuts, because when you cross over, you don't need to rest. We need to rest. We need to take time to re-energize and restore up, and then to proceed on. Those on the other side are like these beautiful balls of energy. It's just like a light that's on. It just keeps getting brighter and brighter and brighter. That's when they're released. That's when they're actually put to work, so to speak. Put to work in helping us, put to work in helping those that have crossed over. Just amazing, the energy that they've got, which when we connect with those in spirit, we raise our vibration, they slow down theirs, and kind of meet in the middle somewhere. Rest in peace. Ugh. Drives me nuts.
It's just I always like to say that it's just a new relationship that you have, a different form of the relationship that you have. Okay, so Jean said that her brother's passing is coming up on 12 years, to 12 years and good days. I'm not sure what that means, but miss him every day. Do you have, she would love to have a message from her brother. So let's go to mediumship, because this is mediumship. Obviously, it's different than a psychic reading.
Right.
So,
well, it's interesting because I do feel a sense of humor with this person. 12 years. I'm sorry, but it just must feel like yesterday or the day before. These people that are close to us, they're always going to be close to us, and we're always going to be sensitive to that. But again, I do feel like this person does have a sense of humor. I can't get over this. Okay, we're gonna get silly for a minute.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little silly about this gentleman as well.
I do feel like I need to say, don't remember him in the casket. It's just not the way he was. He was just, I just feel this ball of energy, this slender, good-looking, like a taller person, and I just feel like this nice personality, nice gentleness with this person. That's the way he wants to be remembered. It reminds me of the when you go to see a headstone, you see the birth date, the death date, and you see the dash. The dash is their life, not the ending or the beginning, but it's the dash that you want to remember. And that
that's so true. I never thought of it that way.
Suggesting to us, please remember me when I was happy, not when I was sick, not when I was ill, things like that.
Yeah. All right, let me see.
I do have a quick message from him. I do feel that the part of a message is, it's interesting, again, since we're working mediumship-wise, but we also want to train people to realize symbols. What I'm seeing is like a basketball player taking a long three-point shot, and it's like, whoosh, take the shot, take the opportunity, take the chance. It's part of a message I'd like to give to you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's great. Yep. I love that. Take the shot.
They gave you the ball, take the shot.
I like that. I really appreciate that. That's a really good, that's a great message, That's one that we can all take. And that's what I love about Spirit, especially on shows like this, because like I know other people that do stuff, and one message being said could actually apply to many people, So if you feel like if you feel intuitively that message is for you as well, then it probably is. That's just what I think. So anyway, okay, so Selena says that since her mother has passed, she's had a lot of unexplained occurrences. Could this be her?
I wouldn't call them unexplained.
Yeah.
Because let's talk about how she said that.
Yeah.
Since her mother has passed, things have started to happen. Okay, it's not uncommon or unusual to have electronics, lights, televisions, radios, just things start to happen around special days. When around Father's Day, I was watching my children, and I was reading a book, and the TV went on by itself. I'm thinking, oh my Lord, why did that do that? And then you get to think, oh, I forgot. Oh my God, it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, I get it. Thank you, Dad.
Right.
Thank you.
It's me.
Right, exactly.
It's Dad.
And so part of things I would like to suggest here is to keep an eye on not just things happening, but what is happening, how things are happening. Was it something particular? Was it a specific light that went on, or was it some book that opened up to a specific... I'm just being literal just to get the message across. Did a book open up to a specific page so that you glanced down to read a specific type of article for a specific message? That's the question I'm going to be putting back to you. When things are happening, try to keep a track of things. What I would also suggest is sit down and write down, okay, on this day this happened, this day this happened, this day this happened. It's sort of like when you dreamscape and you get these dreams and you start writing them in your dream book, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh my Lordy Lord, there is a story here that they're telling me. And again, go back to what has happened and what was going on that day. Again, next thing that happened, what was going on that day. There's a message unfolding here for you, and only you can decipher it. But this is an opportunity we're presenting to you now.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And you know what? That actually leads me to one of the questions that I wanted to get to Ed here. And I've had several people ask me about this, and they say that if someone is seeing visions or they think that they see spirits, what should they do? And I realize that's kind of an open-ended question, because it could be like I like seeing the spirits or I don't like seeing the spirits.
Right.
So what would you do if somebody came to you and said, I'm seeing spirits or I'm feeling something around?
Beautiful question, and it's something that my kids have asked me. Dad, I thought I saw somebody over here.
That's
Dad,
so cool. I love that.
I'm sure I saw something. It's just a shadow.
Oh, that's great.
So the first, and we'll be out and about with friends, and they'll bring up these situations also. So the first thing I ask them is,
That's great.
was it a warm feeling? Was it a comforting feeling? Did it frighten you in any way? Other than, if you're not comfortable with it, then of course you're going to be startled. But were you scared? Okay? 9 out of 10 times the answer is no. No, I wasn't afraid. No, I wasn't scared. I said, okay, beautiful. Then all it is just a moment in time where they're just coming in to say hello to you. It's sort of like, whispering in your ear, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
We're okay. We're okay. You're not alone. And again, I want to go back to thinking about when my son did that. He was having a very stressful time with school, with other things going on, and this situation happened. And I'm thinking to myself, that's beautiful. Grandpa just came in to say hello to you, and then just to calm you down, just to realize that there's more to life than just what's happening right now. You're a kid, and everything seems like it's really a big deal, but 20, 30 years from now, when you're my age, it won't be such a big deal.
15 years. Yeah,
okay,
that's what it is.
15 years.
15
Thank
years.
you.
That would mean that, okay, never mind. Just kidding. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that's a great way of doing it. And then one other thing that I actually tell a lot of people too when they ask me that is that if generally, and this probably isn't, nothing is ever 100%, of course, right? Especially in this work, right? Nothing's 100%. But if you feel like something around you, if you're in bed or something and you're laying there and you feel somebody around you, and then you think about your mother or your father or somebody that's on the other side, then just typically that's who it is. Like, kind of rule of thumb is, if you feel like that, if that person just pops into your brain, then that's probably who it is. So so yeah.
Right. And Lori, maybe you want to expand on the difference between a visitation and just a thought, a momentary thought.
Well, I mean, that's actually, I don't know, I could go several ways with that.
Yes.
That actually, I'm sitting here thinking there's several ways to discuss that. When you see, like, all the time in my house, I will, like, see something out of the corner of my eye and I'll do a double take. Do you do that at your house? Double takes all the time. Now, that's like one way of seeing a spirit, and that one, usually when that's the case, when that happens for me, I won't necessarily know who that is, right? However, if I'm like sitting and I'm meditating, because you guys know I'm big on meditating, if I'm meditating or if I'm like just sitting by myself or something, or reading or something, and I can feel like my grandmother, okay? Like I can feel, and it'll just kind of click to me, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's grandma, she's here to say blah, blah, blah. So there's like different ways that you can feel the energy. The energy can come to you in all sorts of different ways, and that's, and that actually, I was going to kind of get more into that, and I thought, you know what? That's actually stuff that you learn when you really start developing. So, I think so. So, very interesting.
And it's very real. When these things happen, a visitation happens to you, and you wake up almost startled, like I was there, Mom was there, or your son or daughter were there, and it's just so real. That is a real visitation. Yeah. Enjoy those moments.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So
they're just coming in to take a quick visit with you.
So so I want to say, so now let's see, Eric. Hi, Eric. So Eric says, is there anything you or Ed have to share with me regarding our recent discussions? Now, Eric is a dear old friend. Yeah, one of those 15-year-old friends, right? Yeah, so I was trying to be nice, Eric. But he has these gifts, and he is sort of, how am I going to say it, Eric? He's sort of, not that he's like not developing it, but I think something is holding him back. So what would you say to him regarding that? I'm going to let Ed do this because I'm...
Well, I have to connect with him psychically right now because I don't know who this person is.
Right.
I do feel a very talented person here, and I do feel gifts associated with this person. But I also see him to be a little bit more on the humble and quieter side. So again, when you put yourself out there, you do expose yourself to a different lifestyle, so to speak. can be embarrassing. It could be a little frightening at times. I just think that this person, when he is ready, he will.
It'll be an aha moment kind of thing.
Well, no. I see him
Not that
already.
dramatic?
I see him already working with his cards, and working with his intuitive, working with his abilities now
He does.
on a more individual basis. Group work and public work isn't for everybody. So I'm not going to suggest that that's holding you back. Okay, it's just not for everybody. So don't sweat it. It's not a big deal. Just continue on where your path is right now. When you are feeling the path changing, just follow the different path. It's sort of like when you're going down a hill, you kind of pick up speed. Rocks fall everywhere sometimes. So my suggestion there is, when you're picking up speed, just let it ride. Enjoy the ride, because these are absolutely beautiful rides, this life we've got. And especially when you start to help people with your gifts in a different way, in a more expansive way.
That was great. That was great. Thank you for that. I appreciate
course.
that. Okay, so now we're going to do the lightning round. I decided we're going to call this the lightning round. We're just going to go and give answers to questions as fast as we can.
Off we go.
We'll both do it. So
Okay.
I'm not putting. I don't want to put you completely on the spot. Okay, because there's so many here, and we just want to we're just going to do it. We'll see. All right. So
All right.
okay, number 1. Oh boy, this is kind of a long one, but that's okay. I need direction and uplifting. Is my friend Mary's spirit around me? This is for Laurel. Just yes in one.
Okay.
Here's me. Here's me. Just yes in one sentence.
The-
I already know the answer.
The best way and the answer is yes, of course, but the best way to describe that is when you go by a fireplace and you feel the heat, and you walk away from the fireplace, you get near the fireplace, you got to feel the energy around you. She is like enveloping around you. Absolutely. This beautiful ball of energy around you.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay. This is for Shauna. Any messages from Cameron? Cameron. Ooh, I'm feeling really
that's
dizzy.
A very open
Are you
question.
feeling really dizzy? I'm feeling, all of a sudden, as soon as I said that, I started feeling really dizzy. So I don't know if that's Cameron showing me how she died, or I'm not quite sure about that. But I feel, I'm feeling that Cameron is wow, man, Cameron's energy is really strong. Okay, so this is more than a sentence, and I apologize because I'm trying to do lightning round, but it's not working. Cameron is definitely around you, and Cameron, big personality, yes, a lot of energy. Are you feeling her energy or no?
Go ahead, and I'll shoot in.
Okay, big energy and always around you, and it's just like she's like trying to be your motivator. I feel like that she's trying to motivate you. So that's all I'll say about that.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
What I feel like, part of the message I'm getting right now is you feel like you're driving in a car by yourself right now, and you're taking a lot of things on, and you're just being by yourself. The message here is no, you're not by yourself. You absolutely have people there, help there, friends there. Reach out. Just reach out. Somebody's always going to be there to hold your hand, grab your hand, and to help you. That's part of the message I've got for you.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to get where I was. Okay, so this is for Lori. Hi, Ed and Lori. I'm seeking 2 things. I want to know how my deceased husband feels about the way I've moved forward with my life, both personally and with our kids. And how do I know if I'm moving in the right direction, both personally and professionally?
Part of the message I've got is not so much that you are being feeling guilty or bad about moving on. No. Part of the message I've got here is somebody was brought into your life to help you, okay? To assist you and to make you happy. This is what it's all about again. This person really had a strong attraction with you, loved you very much. Why wouldn't he want you to be happy? Why wouldn't he want you to be successful? Again, with that said, I do want to suggest that the foundation that you've built is very strong and it's moving forward. And yes, in your professional life, I do believe you've made some very solid decisions and things are going well for you. What I want to give as a message also is there's some. Oh, this is very interesting. And again, I love showing the symbols that they give me.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you're getting into an elevator, and which button do you push? What floor do you want to go to?
Yeah.
Okay. My suggestion, part of the message I'm getting for you is we're on the ground floor. Hit the top button. Okay. Off you go.
I love that.
Okay?
Oh, that's
so,
great.
Enjoy the ride.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I like that. Oh, I
Yes.
got chills on that one. That was good. Okay, so Tanya Alvarez Pedroso says, hi, see anything pertaining to my work for me?
Okay, so that's a psychic question.
I feel rather bored. As far as, like, I feel like she's bored. No, I'm not bored. But I feel like that Tanya's might be a little bit bored. So.
Okay.
But you go ahead with your card.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card for Tanya and see where it goes. Oh boy. Okay, so what I don't mean that in a negative way, oh boy, because it's all
so funny.
perspective.
Oh, that is great. He got a great card. Show him the card.
So anyways, what she had mentioned was you're bored. Okay, what I'm also feeling is trapped, stuck. Okay, stuck. And so what I got was for my psychic cards, this what looks like a hallway and this dragon up in the front, and they call it the beast. So whenever I see this card, I go, okay, look, there's something that is bothering you. There's something that you need to get past. And it's either you need to retrain, you need to do things differently, or something. My first suggestion whenever I see this card is the dragon is now a lizard. Okay, make it small. Don't let it empower you. Don't give it energy. Don't give things energy. So with respect to your work, we create our own happiness. Happiness comes from inside. It has to start from the inside. And so don't empower. Don't give negative energy your power. Hold on to your power. And again, with that said, I want to also, again, these are psychic connections. So I want to suggest that you've got a bright mind. Start learning, relearning, retraining, retooling. Get to the books. Start doing something different. Is my suggestion.
Ooh.
With respect to your brain. Your brain needs to activity. It needs to get to work again.
Wow, that's huge. And what's interesting about that is that might also pertain to this next question. This is pretty long. JJ Jackson says, asking again and differently because there's been a lot of questions. My end goal is to rely on my spiritual practice, psychic mediumship and healing, and my biggest hurdle is monetizing my practice. How do I break this barrier? Anything I need to be focusing on spiritually? That's interesting, just based on the other question that we were.
Okay, so there's a very special person I was introduced to. It's phenomenal person, and he was actually and still is a very good psychic and a very good medium, but his true talent and his true gifts was in advertising. He created this business. He created this phenomenal business, and he was doing incredibly well. So he asks our mentor, should I walk away from all that and should I just do mediumship? He was good at it. We're all looking at him like, no, why would you do that? You have an ability to be exposed and to touch so many more people in your advertising in going in that pursuit. Plus, the money that you're getting from this business is going to be able to help so many others. And it's phenomenal what this man has done. He's now created these schools in these poor villages in Europe, in South Africa. He's donated incredible amounts of money to the Philippines. And it's just like, oh my Lord, incredible. So with that said, you need to be able to pay the bills, but you also need to be able to find a way to satisfy this need to help others, to reach out to others. If it requires you to work full time and then you do this in the evening or you do this on the weekends, then do it. You have to figure that out. What makes you happy? Obviously, giving back to others is making you happy. So find the ratio, make it work.
Yeah, finding the ratio is the key.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to turn into a burden. You don't want these beautiful gifts that we've been given. You don't want it to turn into a burden. So find that key. Or find that.
Hey, you're going
balance.
slow. Come on.
I know. Well, you keep talking. Okay, so Terry was skipped. I apologize. I can't go back and find any of these messages. It's crazy. Anthony says, any message for me today? Just see if you can get something that's like 2 sentences or something.
Yes, Anthony. Make the issues. Oh my God. How do I say this without describing what I'm seeing? I feel like you're on an anthill and you're trying, and you're, it's like one foot is stuck. Get that foot out. Move, move. And so part of a message here is move. Do something. Get moving.
Wow. Hey, that's great. Very good. That was good. Hey, you know what? It's so cool because when you see something, I love that you're so visual with it. Okay, so Carrie Schroeder says, what side cards do you recommend? But this,
show the box.
See, you know what though? This is different. Oh, actually, this is the cards. They're called Psy cards, PSYCARDS. And my deck is completely, it doesn't look completely, it's black. And you can Google it. I believe that the lady's name is Kat Foy. How I remember that is beyond me. Oh, that says illustrations by.
So, a lady who is one of my dear mentors and who's also the trans channel I was talking to, Ellie Frinstensky, Mama Ellie's as we call her, love that lady. She said to go to the cards that you're drawn to.
Yeah.
Some people love the unicorn cards, some people love the, there's so many different.
Oh, Denise Lynn and Doreen Virtue have so many different types of cards.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah.
I've got a collection of boxes of cards, and I now only use these side cards.
Right.
These are the ones I use. Also,
That's so funny, me too.
What I do is I very nicely, I get the directions and I just toss them into the trash because you don't need the directions.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you're drawn to things on the cards and utilize your own intuition, utilize your own abilities. Connect.
So that's great. Yeah, use your intuition. That's what it's for. It's kind of interesting to read the little booklets that come with it, though. I will say it's interesting to read it if you don't know, because I have this one deck from Doreen Virtue, the Ascended Masters card, and it tells you about the Ascended Masters. There's tons in there that I have never even heard of. So I mean, it's kind of interesting to read, but don't let that guide you if you're giving a reading that way.
Exactly.
So anyway,
that's education. That's learning your spirituality.
That's true.
That's like learning to read the Bible or read something in a very learning way.
Right. Okay, so what Terry's question is that I skipped over, and I apologize. If I skipped over, just email me later or something and I'll figure it out. So her question is my project coming to fruition? I feel bad that I'm putting, it's like,
that's okay.
Take a little break here. Poor Ed.
The answer is yes.
Go!
The answer is yes. What I'm seeing, again, I love the visual that they give me. That's why I kind of stagger a little bit or hold on for a second. What they're showing me is a garden, and you have very carefully laid out these locations where you've planted things. And one by one, they're starting to go this way. Just kind of grow and flourish. But I do see you going between the rows, which means there's a lot of work to do, a lot of work to keep things up. But yes, things are starting to open up and flourish. Things are starting to grow in the way that you have very carefully laid out.
That's great. Okay, so the next question is from Norma Berg. Hi, Ed. Where is my dad, Albert Powell? He passed in 2012. Where is he?
Funny.
But the question is, where is he?
Where is he? He's with you, of course. My goodness gracious. When we go to these cemeteries, when we go to wherever, those are just places where we can actually just sit quietly and connect. They're no longer in that body. They're no longer in these very slow, meticulous bodies that grow old, begin the pains. And so again, like I had mentioned, once you're released from the body, you are then this beautiful, healthy person again. And so what I see is this man, this beautiful energy, medium build. I just see this wire brain, which means to me very intellectual, very smart, very strong. Some quick verifications. I do see him, lack of hair.
You're not good at this lightning round thing. I just got to say.
Again, part of the message I want to give to you from him
Norma.
is he just keeps reaching in and touching your heart. Just reaching in and touching your heart. It's sort of like he's holding on to you because there's no one to hold on to you. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
But please don't ever feel like there's nobody to hold on to you. Okay, that's very important to understand. Beautiful energy.
What I want to say, and I was joking around in there, and I apologize for that, Norma, but Ed does this, so you can reach out to Ed. How would people reach?
They just find me on Facebook. That's
Facebook. Find him on Facebook. So he's Ed Torres, Torres, and actually I will somehow put his page on this what is this called, thread. I'll put it on the thread. And also, if you're in the Los Angeles area, Ed on July 21st.
Thank you.
What is that, a Saturday?
July 21st, we're doing a demonstration. Yes.
Right. Ed and two other amazing mediums are going to be doing a demonstration in Sherman Oaks. If you guys are in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, or if you want to travel, it's so when is it? What time is it?
July 21st. It's in Sherman Oaks at the Almond Garden. Cheryl Murphy, Susan Schuler, and I will be doing a trio. Yes, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think it starts from 3 to 5:30, somewhere in there. Come early, introduce yourself, say hello. Once we get on a roll, we are on a roll.
Yeah.
We love doing psychic connections. We love doing the mediumship. We love doing the trio, where we both tune into the same energy and we'll give different messages from the same person. It's a lot of fun. We do well. So we've hit the end of our time here, and there's a lot more questions that need to be that people would like answered, and I apologize for that. We just can't get to them all, and I'm scrolling and I'm trying to get back to it, and I'm trying to go and see if people answered, so I apologize for that. However, if you want to message. Boy, the words are not coming to me right now. I don't know what the deal is. If you'd like to, yeah, right. If you want to message me or Ed, you're welcome to do so, and we will do our best to try to give you a mini little thing. We do this on the and charge as well. So if you'd like a full hour and a half, that sort of thing, you can do that as well. But if you just like a quick little thing, I think we're happy to answer a message here and there. So please feel free to do that. I have a quote that I wanted to read before we sign off. And this is by Wayne Dyer, and I just love him. Those of us that do this work, there's a lot of haters out there, and there's a lot of unbelievers. There's a lot of non-believers, I guess I want to say. A lot of non-believers, and it's very frustrating sometimes. But Wayne Dyer says this: I would rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I am not. So I thought that was like a really good quote for today, because we do this because we want to help people, and we enjoy helping people to find that little tiny bit of peace that they just crave, right? So that's why we do this. And if there's anything else is there anything else you want to say? I just want to say that there's a lot of challenges going on in our world right now, and I want to suggest that we connect out and to that beautiful energy we call Source, God, Love, and then just keep sending these beautiful prayers out to the world, or to our country, or to our cities, so that we have a calming effect and we have a progressive effect. The yin and the yang. The harder you push forward, the harder other people don't want to change. And so just let's meet in the middle somewhere. Let's merge.
I did almost a whole show about that. Trying to find the middle ground. Just recently, a couple weeks ago. So yeah, that's beautiful. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Makes me feel good that he's so at any rate, so that's our show for today. So join me every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Ed will be back, I promise. I will make him come back, because he's a fun guest to have. So I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful week, and make every day happy and make every day count. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Spiritually Speaking with Lori Albert.